The success of the enterprise our Lord has assigned rests upon your head and mine. If I discover so much as a hint that you have done anything else to undermine his agenda, I will report you immediately to him. As it is, Granger is now entirely under my jurisdiction. You are not to go near her without my permission. If anything else happens to her by anyone else, I will assume you were responsible for it.
But she has many enemies.
Umbridge's voice wavered.
Then, I suggest you oversee your prison carefully. The Dark Lord named her specifically in his plans. I will throw you before him today if that's what it takes to succeed. I have worked longer and harder to get where I am than you have, Warden. I will not let anyone get in my way. Go process the rest of them. The Dark Lord expects a report on eligibility numbers tonight, and I've wasted half my day fixing your mistake.
A pair of footsteps faded.
Umbridge's.
Hermione thought and hoped. She cracked an eye open, trying to take in her surroundings surreptitiously.
You're awake?
Not surreptitiously enough. She opened her eyes fully and looked up at the blurry outline of a healer standing over her. The healer leaned closer to study Hermione.
So, you're Hermione Granger.
Hermione wasn't sure how to respond to the comment. The overheard conversation hadn't shed light on what was wanted with her. She was important to some dreadful machination of Voldemort. She wasn't supposed to be dead or insane, and they wanted her healthy. They probably weren't supposed to torture her horribly again. She stayed quiet, hoping the healer was the sort who kept talking when people failed to respond.
I'll have to ask you, since no one else seems to know. How are you still alive? How did you manage to stay sane?
I don't know.
Hermione answered, after waiting for several moments. Her voice sounded deeper and wobblier. Her vocal cords felt atrophied. It was difficult to pace words. The consonants slurred together and then paused, as though it required effort to push them out.
I did mental arithmancy. I recited potions. I did my best to keep from slipping.
Remarkable. But how did you survive? There's no record of anyone feeding you, and yet you've been perfectly maintained nutritionally.
I don't know. Food appeared. There was never a set time. I thought it was intentional.
What was intentional?
The irregularity. I thought it
Her throat felt exhausted as she kept speaking.
was part of the sensory deprivation. To keep me from knowing how much time had passed.
Oh, yes, that would have been creative. And your physical condition? You were never removed from that room, yet you have better muscle tone than half my healers. How on earth is that possible?
When I couldn't bear to think I'd exercise, until I couldn't anymore.
What kind of exercises?
Anything. Jumping, push-ups, crunches, anything that tired me, so I wouldn't dream.
What kind of dreams were you trying to avoid?
Hermione's breath caught slightly. The other questions had been easy. That went too close to something real.